What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that prediction analysis. We're going to have a little fun in this video predicting who's going to win the newly Dallas Mavericks that just got done beating the Sacramento Kings in the play-in tournament to move up to be a fight for the A spot, which is going to be the Memphis Grizzlies, who just came off a loss to the Golden State Warriors for the seventh spot. Now they got the ability to lock in that spot by beating the Dallas Mavericks. And let's talk about what these teams do, how they do it, what players can make a big impact in the games, with a game, and let's see who I'm going to predict the win. First, I would say let's start off with the Memphis Grizzlies. I think they're a team that a lot of people are down on. They talk a lot. They feel like it's their time. They feel like they're better than what they have shown. But they really are a tough team to beat because they do defend and they have a lot of weapons. Santi Adama is a guy that you have to pay attention to. He can use his size to rebound. He can space out the floor. He can knock down the three. He can roll to the basket sometimes too if you don't pay attention to him. And he can be a head case for you because you always got to know what he's at and what he's trying to do. And he's a legitimate 7-footer, which people don't believe, but it's true. Desmond Bain is huge for them, being a good playmaker, being a guy that can get to the basket, being a guy that can knock down a floater or a three. He's a three-level scorer. He's also a good free throw shooter. He's a guy that can step up in the fourth quarters and win his team games. Because I do feel like Desmond Bain is the best player on this team because he's more available and he has, unlimited range at this point. This man can shoot from the logo sometimes too, if it's needed. And he's not shy. He's not shy to score the basketball. He's highly confident. He believes in this game. He believes in his skill set. And this man can break down the defense by himself. But if you put him in pick and roll, he's a bucket. Brandon Clark is going to be out. Obviously, Jalen Wells is going to be out. I feel like that could have really helped versus this team having guys that can stick to AD or make it tough or just keep the wing players and neutralize them. They're going to miss him. Zach Edey is a big man that's going to make some trouble. Derek Lively and them are good, but they're not as big. He's a 305-pounder, and he's 7'4". I know he made a lot of mistakes in the Golden State games, but this is a team that they're going against that does the same. But he's a big body. He's going to grab offensive rebounds. He's going to finish in the paint. He might even get to the free throw line, get a couple blocks, man the paint. He's going to be important to what they do because there's literally no matchup for him on most NBA teams, and he's going to be good for them in this game like he was good for them in the other one. Jaren Jackson, I want to see what he's going to do. Can he stay out of foul trouble? Can he stay on the court? He's going to need to be able to rebound, or Zach Edey's going to have to stay on the court even more just to support him being on the court. But we know that Jaren Jackson going to space that floor and get AD out of that paint if they guard each other. And we know that he can knock down a three. He can also hit that push floater. He can get to the basket and dunk. And he can also stretch it out to the top of the key if that's needed too and be a threat out there. But I just want to know, can he secure rebounds? Can he stay in front of guys? Can he help when it matters without fouling and staying disciplined, and also communicating and saying where they should be is something that's going to be important for him. He can do it. He just needs to be locked in and focused this time around and not have as many lapses, or help his team not have any lapses. If it's controllable, you want to do that as much as you can, because this is a win or go home situation if you lose this playing spot. Luke Kennard is going to be important because his ball handling, his ability to shoot a mid-range, his ability to shoot a three, his ability to find teammates is always going to be important to the game. It's one of the best skill sets in the game, and he has it. And that's what we're going to need for him if they're going to win this game. John Conchar, he's a good guy too, that he can make shots if you penetrate and kick it out, he can make a shot. And that's what you need him to do in those small amount of minutes that he might play. And all he has to do is be sturdy and stay in front of guys and make it difficult for them to get past him, or just pull them into Edey or Jaren Jackson so that they can contest it or try to block it. I think they're going to leave AD open at the three-point line and just say, you can have it. We don't want you driving to the basket with floaters. We don't want you in the paint getting dunks. We want you on the perimeter trying to make mid-ranges and threes. If he falls in love with it, you're happy. If he knocks him down, you're happy because that's better than him getting the highest percentage shots. Ja Morant, we don't really know where he's going to be. He rolled his ankle a little bit. We know that he's always bumping and getting knocked down and, readjusting in the air, falling awkwardly. So all we can hope for him is to be healthy and being able to play and also just going out there playing the best basketball that he can. He's one of the hardest players to stop because he comes right at you at full speed. He's fearless. He can make layups. He can make dunks. He can get to the free throw line. He's showing that he's not scared to take the perimeter shot, whether it's a mid-ranger or a three. And he does have that little quick push shot, too. If you sag too far off him, he's like, well, I'll just throw it in the basket. And that's important. And that's why he has been one of the better scorers in the NBA because he's just that good at knowing how to control his body, knowing how to separate from the defender, and knowing how to put the ball in the basket. Scottie Pippen Jr., he's going to be important because they're going to need a backup. When Ja Morant goes to the bench, they're going to need somebody that can come in and make shots and make plays. And he's shown that he's able to do it. He has good size. He has good IQ. And that's always important in big games, which this one is. The other guys that might play a little bit, but might not do a lot, is GG Jackson. He might come in for 5 to 10 minutes, try to make some shots, grab some boards. You can say the same thing about Vince Williams. Keep the ball moving, try to get an open three, try to make a layup, try to get out in transition and make some shots easily. If not, you're back on the bench just to give somebody a break or some rest. And then you're just there to cheer on and keep the energy positive because they will have home court advantage since they're eighth. And that can be good for them because they didn't have that the last game. Another thing I would like to say is the Dallas Mavericks is a hard team to analyze because they have a lot of guys that you really don't know is going to make shots. Max Christie is a guy that they really want to give the ball to sometimes because he can hit a mid-range, he can hit a three, he can get to the basket. He's going to need to be able to do that in this game. Spencer Dinwiddie actually is a big part of their team, but he didn't really play a lot in the game yesterday. And I'm interested to see how much he will play against the Memphis Grizzlies because he's a man that can get to the basket. He can hit a three and he can make tough plays, but he also can make it easier for Anthony Davis and so many other players. I did like the fact that they played Dante Exum. If he can stay healthy and he's 29, people might think he's older than that because it seems like he's been around forever, but he's a guy that can handle the ball. He can get to the basket, he can get out in transition. He can play a little defense. He can give you size and switchability and versatility, which is always important. The more you can do out there, the better you are for the team. And I think that that's why they win with them. And it was a big reason why they won. Daniel Gafford, he's always good because he's hustle and muscle. He's going to try to get the rebounds, whether it's offensive or defensive. He's going to try to flush it on you. He's going to play hard. He's going to try to communicate to make sure you're reading the pick and rolls right or just the screens the right way. And, that's all he needs to do. Jaden Hardy may not play that much, but he is a guy that can make shots. And that's all you really need to do in this league. And that's a role that he can still play if it's needed. Derek Lively, you just hope that he's ready to play and you hope that he can play. If he does or if he can, he's just another guy that can protect that rim and rebound the ball. And if he's open in that dunker spot, he ain't scared to flush it. And that's all they need him to do is protect the rim and just communicate with the perimeter players to be able to help them out if it's needed or if it's something that he has to do in that possession. Najee Marshall, I think he's going to have a bigger game. Memphis has better scorers, and they have guys that can do more offensively, so he's going to have to make shots from the perimeter. He's going to have to make that floater. He's going to have to make them threes, and he might even have to put the ball on the floor and try to get all the way to the basket. Klay Thompson, he's going to have another big game. It makes sense. You see Steph have a big game. You chose to leave that team because you thought Luka and you will be a good fit with Kyrie. Kyrie's gone, Luka's gone. Now it's you and AD and a bunch of guys that can really play good roles and play together is all you can try to do and play off of each other to the highest ability. And Klay Thompson is a guy that understands that. He's going to keep the ball moving when he doesn't have a good shot. He's going to find a way to get open. He's going to find a way to make sure if they fall asleep, he can hurt them. And that's what his whole career has been. And he has mastered that role. But if his three-point shot is going, This team is going to be tough to blow out. It's going to be tough to keep a lead on them, and that gives them a chance to win. PJ Washington is another guy that can score going to the basket. He can make a three. He can shoot over guys, and he's just a tough nose player that really understands what this team needs from him. And I think that's always a good thing. And then Brandon Williams, the young guy that's out there balling. He was a big reason why they won against the Sacramento Kings. They're going to still rely on him to do that again because of his shot. If he can make shots and make plays, that's just another added boost to this team and their offense. And then it's about how well will they defend? How well will they be able to make it tough for the Grizzlies? I think the Grizzlies have the better shot creators. I think they have guys that can be more reliable to make big shots and big plays more than the Dallas Mavericks. But I'm going to go with the Memphis Grizzlies. I feel like they've been the better team, especially since all their big three is healthy and Jaren Jackson, John Morant, and Desmond Bane. Since that's the case, I feel like they should be able to win this one. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a testament to how good they really are and why we have had so much respect for them. We got to remember that the Memphis Grizzlies at one point was number 2 and number 3. They fell all the way from there all the way to the play-in tournament, and then they even lost to another good team and the Golden State Warriors. So they're showing you that they're up there. They're showing you that they can compete with the best teams in the Western Conference. They just don't beat them and defeat them enough. They can be their own worst enemies, and that makes it ugly and makes it tough and makes it hard to pick them. But you got to pick one team for the fans. You got to pick one team just for the fun of it. And Dallas Mavericks by probably a small margin. Is going to come down to who gets the most shots, who gets the most stops. Simple as that. But I think the Memphis Grizzlies defense is good. I think they can make it difficult. I think that they will be ready to play. They always feel that they're good. They always talking like they're great. They have been able to back it up a little bit. They need to do a little bit more, but you definitely don't want to miss the playoffs, especially if you feel that way about your team and the team hasn't changed that much since they felt that way. If you really want to have more respect and you really want to have more credibility, you can't lose this game against the Dallas Mavericks. It's a must-win game for their reputation, and it's a must-win game for their pride, and it's a must-win game to show that they're still one of the best teams in the Western Conference, and that's what they have on the line. Dallas, we know that they're not at their full capacity. We know that they're not going to be able to hit as good of a stride. We know that they're not going to be able to give OKC a run for their money just because they have Kyrie out. But other than that, Memphis is the better team. They can do more. They can reach a higher level. So I actually feel like they should be able to win this game and stay the 8th seed. And we'll see if they can do it again against OKC and just make them get a run for their money, even if they lose. But if they don't, that's going to give them, a higher level to get from respect wise from the fans and whole players in the NBA. So Memphis, they put themselves in a tough situation. They can get themselves out of it, but they're going to get a hard challenge since they lost to the Warriors. And you put yourself in this situation, you put that bed there, and now you got to lay in it. You got to toss and turn until you can fall asleep. And sometimes it's going to be hard and difficult to do that. And that's a situation that comes with trying to be great. And this is another challenge to their greatness. And if they have it, we'll see. If they don't, then we'll know what they are and what they're about. Simple as that. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, do conversation videos just like this and various different NBA-only topics. Also do breakdowns of real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. Also do mock drafts and draft coverage. And if you like that type of stuff, I got over 3,000 videos that I have already on my channel. And I make videos basically every single day. So you always have something to enjoy and watch if you're an NBA fan, especially a basketball fan too. Other than that, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for supporting the channel. Thank y'all for continuing to come back. Thank y'all for appreciating the channel for what it is and the content for what it is. I'm a content creator. I do it all by myself, and I'm just glad that people want to watch and enjoy it because I do love talking about this game, and I do love playing it when I have a chance, just like everybody else that's a basketball fan, especially if they're NBA one. This is just a love channel for the basketball fans, just like me. And thank y'all for supporting analysis. Thank y'all for making it a big thing. Thank y'all for continuing to mention me whenever y'all can and show how much y'all love this channel, because it's been around for 10 plus years. So let's continue to try to make 2025 better than 2015. We're doing good in the first 4 months this year. Let's do it for the rest of the year. That's the only goal, is to one up myself. Going to be hard, going to be difficult, but I did that challenge just to show I'm in it for the long haul. I want to try to do this as much as I can, as long as I can. And as long as I'm great at it and you guys are still watching, it's all that matter. And even if you don't, it's always have the ability to find new fans and grow a different way too. So I'm going to have that in the back of my head too when things get ugly. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hope you have a blessed day. The weekend is basically almost here again, as fast as that can be. And y'all continue to chill, stay positive as much as you can, even if ugly things happen in your life or throughout the day. Try to do it better the next day. Try to learn from your lessons. Try to stay focused and locked in on your goals. And that keeps you happy when you're achieving them, and to give you something to look forward to. And keep your heads up and stay as positive as y'all can, and enjoy the grind. Living on earth can be a trip. It can be a trip, but we all got to go through it as long as we live, and we understand that. So let's make the best out of it. Other than that, I'm gone for now. Peace out. Y'all stay blessed up. I'm gone. Hopefully see y'all later today.